Yeah, be careful when you folks cut the baguettes.
Cut myself.
Welcome one, welcome all to this week's new episode of the Scrumptious Sandwich Show. My name is Andrew Brown and I will be hosting you on this explicit, inquisitive exploration into the history behind some of your favorite sandwiches and creating them for you. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please do not forget to go down, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when new episodes of this first season will be appearing weekly. And if you're a return customer, you know what to expect. So let's get right into this today. Don't forget, engage, like the video, comment below what you think about this. I am very open to your thoughts. I do this for the people. I love you all. I love you all. Thank you very much. Keep making me do this. Like, subscribe, comment, notification bell. Do all of that. Don't tell me I'm too extra, because I can never be too extra. All right, let's get into what we will be making today. And it will be a Cuban sandwich. Now, this sandwich right here is one of my personal favorites, and it has a very, very rich history and background behind it. You see, back in the day, immigration between Cuba and Florida was very, very fluid. There weren't as many barriers in place that kept people from going back and forth. And because they're very close, especially in the Keys area, a lot of travel and commerce and trade went back and forth between these areas. So as such, it is hotly debated as to exactly where the Cuban sandwich first originated. Many claim that it originally started in Cuba in the bigger cities such as Havana, and then was exported over to the sugar and rum mills that occurred, and tobacco mills that occurred in places such as Key West and Tampa, Florida. Now, from there, it then moved to Miami, where it began to gain popularity amongst all walks of life and not just Cuban immigrants to the country. And with that Cuban diaspora throughout North America, it spread everywhere and caught on like wildfire because people loved this so much. Now again, some people do claim that the sandwich was actually created in Florida itself by Cuban immigrants in places such as Tampa, where, fun fact, they have their own regional variant of this sandwich that includes Genoa salami in it. Because at the time, Cuban immigrants lived very, very close to Italian immigrants in Ybor City in Tampa, and that just led to the fusion. So there's a war between Tampa and Miami as to exactly what is a traditional Cuban sandwich. I am going to be going with the Miami variant today because I think that I like that the most. But you can't really go wrong with salami either, so no hate on that. And personally, I think we should give Florida this one. Like, come on, guys, they've really lost a lot of things. Like, let them have it. Let them have this one. Could really be helpful to them, really boost their morale. But anyway, enough of that, enough explaining. I think we've got enough of a picture of how delicious today is gonna be. Let's get right into making this bad boy. First, we gotta brine our ham, pork shoulder, so we can get a good mojo pork. And by the way, my recipe that I'll be using today is based off the Cubano from the movie Chef. Shout out Jon Favreau and Roy Choi for making such an incredible recipe and food-related movie. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should. But let's get right into this, shall we? Boom, we're going. All right, here we are today with a beautiful pork shoulder, courtesy of Pasture to Plate. You're gonna thank him so much for this thing, because look at that. Look at that beautiful marbling there. That's incredible. That's how you you have got some very good, high quality meat. And again, pasturetoplate.ca, all that info will be down. You know what to do. Check them out. They're the best meats in British Columbia, and also organically sustained, healthy raised, healthy soils, healthy animals, all that good stuff. Healthy people. Think about what you're putting in your body. Make sure if you're gonna do this, get something as good as this. But on to the next part. So what we need to do, again, because this is all healthily raised, this has a very, very thick fat cap along the top here. So we're gonna wanna cut some of that off because that's gonna be a little bit too much for what we wanna do today. I even have to pick it up. Do it sawing style. Because this thing is big. I have not seen that fat cap on a pork shoulder like this ever before. But I'm told from my good friends that that is a sign of healthy, good-fed beef. Because again, you can't force that. And pigs, I mean, they're pigs. They're kind of well known. They just eat whatever they want. Once you get into there, you can kind of start cutting and peeling some of it out here. Cut along these edges. All right, now that we got that all handled up, we are ready to score our pork shoulder for the Cuban and everything. So now that we got some of the extra fat cap off, you do still want to leave some of it because that's what's going to be the good flavor. But in order for the brine to penetrate all the way into this thing, and in order for the fat to render the way we want it to, we're going to score it. And basically, all that involves is just taking your knife, running it diagonally right across the meat. And then, just gonna switch around sides. Boom. Now that we got it like that, we can move it into its apparatus. There's an avalanche down there. We're gonna move it down into its apparatus that is used for brining. I'm gonna get this out of the way, and I'll get all those ingredients to you ready right now. Wham! Look at that shit. We got a bunch of stuff here. We're gonna throw it all in to make our delicious, delicious chef-inspired brine. And this is gonna be another citrus-heavy one. First things first, you're gonna wanna pour 4, yes, you heard that correctly, 4 cups of the good old OJ. Next, 2 cups water, a ½ cup of spiced rum. Can't say exactly who that spiced rum is from. There's only one right answer for that one. About a ¼ cup of rice vinegar. Boom. And then you wanna make sure you get 3 bay leaves. That'll give it some good preservation, good flavor, add some more character to it. ¼ cup of brown sugar. Brown sugar, not white sugar for this one. We're going for a completely different flavor profile here, people. Keep with the program, keep with the program. Boom. Into the marinade, then tablespoon sage, boom. Tablespoon rosemary. If only you could see the looks that I'm getting right now from Wallace there. Tablespoon of thyme, because thyme is all we really got. It's all we really got. Finally, we're gonna get about a ½ cup of kosher salt and topping it all off with a full, yes, a full head of garlic, peeled and crushed. Don't need to mince it or anything for this recipe. Just make sure it is nicely crushed and gets right down into that brine. And now that we got everything good to go in there, all we need to do is saran wrap that and throw that in the fridge. So I'm gonna do that real quick and we'll get on to the next step. All right, now that we've got our pork shoulder brining in the fridge right now, what we're gonna do next is create our Mojo Marinade. This is a very crucial and very delicious part of this recipe. Again, it's based on Roy Choi's recipe that he created for chef. And I think that there's no better way to make a Cuban than that one. And I'm here for it. So let's keep it going. First, what we're gonna start with, about a ½ cup of olive oil. Boom, straight in. Then you're gonna take a ¼ cup of finely chopped mint. Sprinkle some of that in there. About 2 stems worth of chopped up oregano, or you can use dry oregano. That's actually what I'm doing right now, to be honest. But if you can get it fresh, that would be the best way. And then we're gonna take another whole head of garlic, crushed. This time, you wanna also mince it though, so that we'll be able to get it good and marinated in when we get to that part of it. And then you're gonna take a ¼ cup of cilantro as well. Make sure you mix that in here. You can use your knife to make sure you get all of that good stuff. All of it needs to be here. We wanna make sure we get as much flavor into this marinade as humanly possible. Now, here comes the fun part. You're gonna take an orange. You're gonna have 3 of them. You're gonna repeat this process. First, you're gonna take another kitchen essential, a microplane. You can use this for multiple purposes, shredding cheese, shredding small things. But what we're gonna use it for today is to zest this orange. So you're just gonna take it, run it right. It'll just peel right off the edge. And it'll give it exactly what it sounds like it'll give it. It'll give your recipe a little extra kick and zest. On top of what we'll do next, after you've zested it a good bit, you're just gonna take your good sharp knife, cut the orange right down the middle. Again, make a few little incisions right in it to help with the juicing. I'm gonna take my juicer, stab it right. Might have to blur this out. I don't know. This is getting pretty hectic here. All right, and then you're gonna repeat this process with the rest of the oranges as well as 3 whole limes. You're gonna do the exact same thing. Take it, zest it. This is just gonna really, really help boost the flavor for this. All right, now that I've juiced all of my oranges and limes, made them into my delicious Mojo Marinade. Oh, look at that. Wow. Boy, delicious. We're gonna take this out of its brine. We're gonna put it right into the slow cooker crock and then cover it with the marinade and then throw that baby in and cook it for about 4 to 5 hours in the slow cooker on high. So let's open this up and see what we're dealing with. The big moment of truth. Oh. Wow, very well marinated. You're gonna make sure you brush some of that extra stuff off. Make sure there's not too much residue or anything like that. Don't want to get too many drippings. And boom, we're in. All right, now that we got this guy into his own safe haven, we're gonna take our Mojo Marinade and make sure you evenly cover it all across the pork. And you're gonna leave it in there because it's gonna help cook up with the pork. Some of those citrusy juices. Just gonna add a whole nother level of body and flavor to this incredible recipe. Just look at that. Wow. Tell me. Doesn't get much better than that. All right, like I said, we're going into the slow cooker on high for about 4 to 5 hours. We'll see you back with the next steps after that. All right, now that we've done all of that, I've set some of my ingredients out because we're gonna prep some of that because we're getting pretty close to the actual sandwich. But first, for the moment of magic, I'm gonna come back here and pull our pork shoulder out of the slow cooker, and let me tell you, it looks absolutely beautiful. You know what, actually, I'm gonna want you to come in here for a close-up real quick of this. Look at that. Wow. Shout out Dewey again. Snuck his way back in. Just scraping some of the stuff off the top. Look at that. Wow. That is an amazing and beautiful piece of pork shoulder right there. All right, now we've got our beautiful, beautiful piece of roasted pork shoulder. I have my oven preheated to about 400 degrees right now. We're gonna throw this in for about 20 to 30 minutes to make sure that the skin gets nice and good and crispy. And trust me, that is gonna make this all the much more better. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that in and we'll forget about it and check back in after. All right, now that we've got our roast in the oven. We're gonna start prepping the rest of our ingredients that we're gonna need to make this sandwich, guys. We are in the final stretch. Let's get it started here. So first, you're gonna wanna cut up some of your bread. Now, this is a nice baguette ciabatta loaf that I've got. It'll do the job, but if you really can find it, pan Cubano is what you want. Good quality Cuban bread is how you make good quality Cuban sandwiches. Unfortunately, I was unable to find any in Vancouver. Actually, if you all know of someone who's got good pan Cubano, let your boy know. We'll make this happen. But for now, this will work perfectly. All I'm gonna do is take it, find about the middle, cut it in half, have it again, then one more time, make a nice half. And then you want to take it and cut it right down the middle, making sure you do not cut yourself. This bread is crisp, okay? Be careful with it. Shout out my good friend here. Who knows? Nice bread. And then you just repeat this process ad nauseum for as many sandwiches as you're gonna make. The good thing about these is they're real skinny, real quick sandwiches. If you put in the time and effort to make all the preparations and everything, you can have these. They freeze really well as well, so you can make them, pre-make them, freeze them, put them in the fridge for the whole week. You could be eating Cubans all week long. You could be the envy of everyone at your office. Oh my God. It's like sawing through freaking hard lumber. Look at this. Look at this. Are we seeing this here? We're gonna come back to you in a second after I figure out what is the best way to do this, shall we? All right. Now, back at it again. Good, delicious pan Cubano bread. Psych, I lied, it's not pan Cubano, it's actually ciabatta. But it'll make a perfectly good stand-in. We are now gonna take our dill pickles. Dill pickles, they have to be dill pickles. And we're gonna slice them deli style, the long way, on this little mandolin side that I have on my cheese grater. If you don't have a mandolin or you're too scared to use a mandolin, this is a perfect medium ground right here. So like I said, just take it, and run it. There we go. See, that's how you want your pickle slices to look, because they'll run perfectly right along your Cubano. You're gonna wanna keep on doing that with at least a couple of them, especially if you're serving it for multiple people. You can also make your own pickles as well, dill pickle style, again, but I chose to buy some store-bought ones just to make my life easier. But I do have lots of familiarity with pickles, and you make your own. You can make your own blends, your own everything. So if you want to do it your own way, do it your own way. More power to you. And then next we're gonna get to searing our ham, which is gonna be, oh, so tasty. Can be careful of your hands here, people. Lay it right on top. This isn't as sharp as a mandolin, but it will cut you if you do get reckless, so make sure to keep on top of it. Got a little bit of smoke coming out as that fat is rendering off of our guy inside of the oven. All right, now that we've got plenty of deli sliced pickles here ready at our disposal, we're gonna slice and sear the rest of that ham that we got from Pasture to Plate. This is already pre-smoked and cured ham. Shout out to them again. We had this in our croque monsieurs. If you hadn't checked that episode out, episode 2, go check it out and find that. But this stuff it's to die for. It's really, really to die for. But anyway, on to the next one. In this recipe, we're gonna want to take it and just get good, nice slices right down here. Not too thick, not too thin. We're gonna make sure you get enough. Oh, Oh, look at that marbling. Have you ever seen ham that has marbling like that? That shouldn't be legal. Whoever let these people doing it are crazy. All right, here we go. So we got all of our ingredients all sliced up and everything. Now, we got a cast iron I've been heating up on medium low. And what we're gonna do is take that ham that we just sliced, the pre-cooked and cured one, throw it right in and start getting it to sear on up in that pan. Oh, look it. Hear that? That's what we love, love, love here on the Scrumptious Sandwich Show is the sound of rendering fat. And guess what else, guys? The big ticket item is coming to town. Without further ado, our Mojo pork roast post-oven, post-slow cooker is all ready to be revealed. All right, guys, I am so close to finishing this. I honestly want to just shove my face into all this insane pork. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this guy searing up here. I'm gonna get to cutting this guy here, and then we're gonna assemble and toast our sandwich, and then we should be ready to go. One quick thing to note, when you look at this, you can see where the muscle fibers start tearing apart. That's the grain of the meat. You wanna cut against that. Just trust me, I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it will make for easier cutting. That's my fun fact of the day. All right, now we've got all of the great final components that we need. All we gotta do is get right down to business, to my favorite part. You fans at home know what that is, the assembly. But this one has a twist. We're gonna assemble it and then toast it, and then we'll give you that final presentation. So here's what you're gonna wanna do. Grab your bread, open it up right there, take some mustard. I have Dijon at the moment, but you can just do the regular old kind as well if you'd rather have that. Boom, right down on there. You're gonna wanna take some Swiss cheese. Must be Swiss cheese, must be Swiss cheese. If you wanna try and keep it as accurate and authentic, get yourself some Swiss cheese. Take your first set of ham. Boom, boom. Right on down there. You're gonna wanna take some of your pork shoulder roast that you made earlier. We got plenty, so I'm stacking it plentiful. Now, throw that right on down there. Top it off with a couple of dill pickles. Boom. Into the pan it'll go. Now, you're gonna wanna toast this just so that the bread can get toasted and that the cheese can melt and your sandwich will come out warm. Now, normally you would either use a panini press or a plancha is actually technically the most accurate version. Again, I don't have a plancha. Maybe next season when the budget is bigger, we can invest in that. But for now, this is what I've got, and I got a little hack for you. In your skillet, if you have a smaller skillet or any other such weight like that, you can put it down right on top. Use it to help press down your sandwich. Get that good crispiness on it. Guys, this one's gonna be out of this fucking world. You don't even know what's happening right now. Catch me back in a minute. All right, guys. I think I did something. They're gonna lock me up for this. Look at that amazing Cuban sandwich, toasted bread, 2 different types of pork. It's just too good. I'm gonna go with my good old-fashioned cross-section. That's insane. Let's see what we got. I think this one's a success. Now, there's only one thing else that you need to go with a Cuban sandwich, and that is a delicious Pilsner. Now, Pilsners and Cuban sandwiches go together like peanut butter and jelly. And this one is a specially made Pixel Pils from Fuggles and Warlock. Shout out to them again. for providing me with another delicious one. If you are going to drink a beer or any kind of drink with your Cuban, it needs to be a Pilsner. And if you're in British Columbia, there's no better one than this one right here. And even if you're not, find out a way to get it because it is that worth it. I am not kidding. Now, let's get right into this because we're gonna need to do it. I can't wait anymore. That's the best sandwich I've ever made in my life. You heard it here first, folks. I have never made a sandwich better than this. It's too good. And with the, I'm just done, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tapped out. This is too good. I'm gonna go somewhere and hide for the next 50 years with these two things. Thank you all so much again for coming to a new episode. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of new episodes. Like the video if you liked it. Even if you didn't, still like it or dislike it. Give us some comments, give us some feedback of what we could change, what you liked from the show. And again, have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time. Stay scrumptious, y'all.